to get started here. So I want to welcome everybody, and we're so glad you joined us today for this month's webinar, this afternoon, this evening, wherever you are. The webinar is titled Eyes on Innovation, a deep dive into AI smart glasses for the blind. Today's webinar is going to last about an hour, and there are several points where we're going to give you a chance to ask questions or comment. But just some housekeeping at first here so everything can be as smooth as possible. We're expecting a really good turnout for today's webinar, so everybody's going to be muted until the question and answer sections. If you have a question or comment, please raise your virtual hand at any time by pressing Alt-Y. That puts your name at the top of the list, and this will make it easy for our moderator to see you at the top of the list and call on you when the time comes. Also, if you're called on, we'll unmute you on our end, but you'll need to be sure to unmute yourself before speaking. And our moderator today is the fabulous Elena. We couldn't do it without her. So to raise your hand again is Alt-Y. To lower your hand when finished is another Alt-Y. It's a toggle switch. And if you've dialed in by phone, you can press *9 to raise your hand and *9 to lower your hand. So this webinar is brought to you by the Lighthouse for the Blind Incorporated. Our organization is headquartered in Seattle and has manufacturing facilities in Seattle, Washington, Spokane, Washington, and Somerville, South Carolina, where we make aerospace parts and all kinds of different products for the U.S. government. We also own and operate Ability One base supply centers located on military bases up and down the West Coast. And we also provide contract closeout services for the military at our locations in California, Alabama, and Virginia. So we're in all kinds of things in lots of different places. Our mission is to empower people who are blind, deafblind, and blind with other disabilities by creating diverse, sustainable, and meaningful employment opportunities. And this is the cool part. I mean, it's all cool, but this is even better. We're currently hiring. So if you or somebody you know is a person that is blind, please scope out our open positions at lhblind.org/jobs to see if there's a job for you. And Elena's going to go ahead and put that link in the chat right now. The webinar today is one of several exciting things that we're doing as part of our new community-based programs and services that we've recently launched at the Lighthouse. We are actually at our 2-year mark this month in providing these webinars, and we're so excited about where this is going. And we just want to thank you, our participants, for your support and for spreading the word about what we do. So stay tuned and for more, and feel free to reach out to us with questions, and please continue to share any of this info with people you think might benefit. And just so you know, you can always email us at questions@lhblind.org. One final note here for all this beginning information. Tomorrow, you're going to receive an informational email with all kinds of useful info about what we covered today. We'll have links and all kinds of resources for you on the topics that we covered today. That email is a great resource, so please be looking for that. There's also a link to a survey in that email that we really appreciate you completing. What you tell us actually matters, and we've already implemented several of the suggestions that folks have made in previous surveys, like other topics you'd like to cover or different stuff like that. So, hey, I've been doing a lot of talking. I'm going to introduce myself. My name is Tim Paulding, and I manage our computer training programs and our Braille literacy program at all of our locations. I'm located at the Lighthouse's Spokane location, and I also have the privilege of teaching orientation and mobility there too. I've been in the blindness rehabilitation field for about 15 years. 11 of those have been at the Lighthouse, coming up on 12. Wow. I've taught both assistive technology and orientation mobility for most of that time, and I also happen to be blind. And I'd like now to take the opportunity to introduce Sean Keane. He's sales manager at Envision and does all kinds of other cool stuff. So, Sean, tell us a little about you.
Yeah, I mean, I can definitely relate to you, Tim. I started out about 15, 20 years ago and I started as a system technology trainer. I worked for a Lighthouse for the Blind in Fort Worth, Texas for about 6 years running a system technology department. I've worked for the state rehab system and all that boring stuff. So I can relate definitely. I used to hear about the lens program y'all do where y'all make lenses and glasses because the lighthouse I was working at in 2015 they were trying to do that too. So I've been following your all's progress and y'all are a cool lighthouse. So thank you so much for having me. And I do a lot with AI, and most notably, if anybody recognizes my name, it's Sean Keane. I run a group on Facebook called AI for the Blind, and it's just a good place to come and learn how to do AI. I mean, I can't make it any more simple than that. I work for Envision, and thanks for having me. Thanks for letting me come and be a part of this.
Hey, thanks a lot, Sean. Appreciate you being here, man. Totally looking forward to your presentation and hearing more about AI. We were chatting about that a little bit during the pre-show. It's pretty cool stuff. All right, so up next is Galen Floy. She's our computer and assistive technology instructor in Seattle. She's been with us for a number of years. Galen, if you could introduce yourself.
Hello, Tim. Hello, everyone. Um, yeah, I've been with the Lighthouse for a little over 5 years. In my sighted life, I was a graphic designer and illustrator. I worked for newspapers and ad agencies, and somehow through the vision transition, someone told me I needed to become a trainer, and I thought they were crazy, but I gave it a shot and really enjoyed it.
Well, we really enjoy you. So, everybody, today we're going to talk about three different kinds of smart glasses. Galen's up first. She's going to demonstrate the Meta smart glasses, followed by some questions and answers from you guys. Well, questions from you, answers from us. Sean's going to talk about the Envision smart glasses. And if we have time, we're going to cover a little bit about these new Celeste smart glasses that maybe not everybody has heard of. So, Galen, let's move on to your demonstration. And the first thing we talked about covering was reading text, because gosh, all of these smart glasses should at least be able to read text, right?
Correct. And I grabbed some lovely junk mail here, and
Okay.
we'll see what Meta can do with this. So let me set it down here. Hey, Meta, look and read the document.
And you might try again. This time, hold that mic.
Transfers and
Yeah.
purchases. The promotional period is valid for the first 15 months after opening your account. You can also earn cashback rewards by using this card. There's no annual fee associated with this particular City Custom Cash Card.
Is this a good deal?
I can't help with requests about product pricing or availability yet, but I'll be able to soon.
Okay.
You want it to, you got anything else to read?
Yeah, I've got a piece of paper that one of the vendors at the convention this weekend handed me. It's got a QR code on here.
Oh,
So the glasses have a little camera over the left hinge, the left eye, and it's a 12 megapixel camera, wide angle. But yeah, let's give it a go.
okay.
Hey, Meta, scan the QR code.
Link sent to your phone.
Oh,
Very, yeah. So yeah, I go to the MetaView app and then down to the AI tab on the bottom row and open it up there. And there should be a link there that I can double tap and it'll take me into Safari. So I can check out, I think it's a website for the Musicians of the Blind for the Pacific Northwest.
oh, that's awesome. That's pretty handy.
Yeah, let's see. Got a product here. Let me
Oh,
grab it. Let's see. Hey, Meta, look and describe the package I'm holding.
You're holding a package of Bear Creek Deluxe Cheddar Broccoli Soup Mix. The packaging is green and has the brand name, parts title, and ingredients listed on it.
Okay, I'm going to turn the package over. Hey, Meta, can you read the directions? Technology. Hey, Meta, look and read the directions.
Battery 93% button. Takes you to settings.
The directions are not visible in this image. You can find the instructions on the back of the package or online at Bear Creek's website.
Let me turn them over.
yeah. And my question too would also be like, can you dig deeper into it said nutrition facts and stuff? Can you ask it more questions?
Hey, Meta, can you give me some nutrition information about this product?
Meta view. Double tap to open.
Hey, Meta, look and read the directions on this package.
Button. Takes you to settings.
The directions on this package are not clearly visible. However, the general instructions for preparing Northside's deluxe cheddar broccoli soup mix would be to boil water in a pot and then add the contents of the packet. Stir well and let it simmer until the soup is hot and flavorful. You can also customize your recipe by adding other ingredients such as vegetables or protein sources like chicken or beans.
Oh, how interesting. I wonder like where it got that information, or is it just I wonder if it's just kind of using some AI conjecture to sort of put that together.
Yeah, I don't think it's getting it off the package.
Okay. You got any other products there?
Yeah, let me go grab something else here. Hey, Meta, look and describe the product I'm holding.
You are holding a package of Barilla whole grain spaghetti.
How much spaghetti is in this box?
This box of Barilla whole grain spaghetti contains 16 ounces, 454 grams of spaghetti.
How many calories is in that?
According to the nutrition label, a serving size of Barilla whole grain spaghetti is approximately 1 cup cooked, 140 grams. There are about 200 calories per serving. Since there's 16 ounces in this box and each ounce has around 125 to 130 grams, we can estimate that it contains roughly 4 servings or more depending on how much you cook at once. So total estimated calorie count would be 800 to 1,000 calories.
I love how it seems to have a bit of a brain, kind of put some things together for us. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I can try reading, let's see, I've got a brochure here.
Oh yeah.
Grab that. Put it, let's see if I got it right side up. I do.
How does it do when it is upside down?
Want me to try it?
Sure.
Okay. Let's see, want to make sure the lighting's good here. Hey, Meta, look and read the document I'm holding.
A document with text, but it's not clear what the content is.
Mm.
The font and formatting suggest that it may be an official or formal document of some kind. There are no visible headings or titles on this page. It seems like there might be multiple sections or paragraphs in the document.
Well, maybe we'll flip it right side up.
Okay, I'm flipping it right side up. Okay. Got it steady. Oh, Katie. Okay. Hey, Meta, look and read the document from top to bottom.
To insert a micro SD card, first turn the display so that it's facing you. Locate the slot to the right of the power button under the bumper and eject the existing card by pressing on its edge. Hold your new card with the fingernail grip pointed towards you and down and insert into the slot until secure. The printed label should be face down in the upper left corner when inserted correctly.
Okay, so it read the whole page there.
Interesting, but when it was upside down, it really struggled.
Yeah, and I know it with JAWS and the Pearl camera
Hmm.
and your Picture Smart, it can read things upside down, but Meta isn't there yet.
Oh yeah, seeing AI will read things upside down. Seeing AI is getting a little old now. Be My Eyes, that Be My AI feature, uh, usually doesn't have too much of a problem reading stuff upside down. Um, so a few other features here, and folks, we're going to talk about these Meta glasses a little bit more, pricing and Galen's experience with purchasing and stuff like that. But we're going to look at a couple other features that it does. Um, so what about describing a scene, Galen, or describing what's in front of you or that kind of thing?
Hey,
Can it,
Meta, look and describe the computer screen.
The computer screen appears to be displaying a person's face, possibly from a video call or recording.
Yeah. Hey, Meta, look and describe my surroundings.
It appears to be a workspace or home office with various electronic devices and cables. There is an American flag in the background, along with some papers on top of a desk.
can you tell it to tell you about the devices and cables?
Hey, Meta. Oh, hey, Meta, tell me about the devices on the table. No, we lost it. Hey, Meta, look and describe the devices on the table.
There are two computers, a laptop and desktop computer. There is also various cables and other equipment for video conferencing or streaming.
Okay. Hey, so have you ever tried to do, I just read something that there's some new features with Meta. Have you ever tried to call a phone number if the camera sees a phone number?
I have not tried that yet.
Okay.
I've made calls and the sound quality is really good. They've got 5 microphones on these glasses. One of them is actually in the nose bridge, and the others are on the arms. So friends who've called and talked with me, not knowing they were, was talking from glasses, had no idea. I guess there's a little bit of sound or noise canceling going on.
Okay, so you can call people and similar to like some Bluetooth headphones that have built-in microphones or, AirPods or whatever, you're able to make phone calls with this and you're saying that the quality is really good because I've really found that you have to buy some pretty fancy Bluetooth headphones to have good microphone quality. So it sounds like you have that with this.
Yes.
So maybe now, Galen, you could talk about a little bit about your experience purchasing these, any tips that you have for people. What was it like? Like, so you decided to get these glasses. Maybe why did you do that, and then what did you do?
I was looking for sunglasses, and then I started hearing people talk about these Meta Ray-Bans. Now, I'm kind of cheap when it comes to sunglasses, but with RP, I'm going to need to spend a little more money, maybe get some transition lenses or a special filter. So I watched a lot of YouTube reviews on them and decided I needed to try them on first because they have different sizes. And they can accommodate even the type of nose bridge you have. If you've got a really low nose bridge, you want the right kind of glasses to fit your face. And bottom line, even when the technology kind of gets outdated, these are still sunglasses. So I called ahead to see, well, I knew there was a Lens Crafter store in town. Ray-Ban store is kind of too far away. So I called ahead and asked if I could try them on there, and they said yes. So I came in on a Saturday morning and they let me try them on. I was surprised that, I thought I would have a big head, but they told me took the small size. So that was kind of cool. I knew I wanted to get transition lenses, but I didn't realize there were so many different kinds of lenses you could get. Of course, you can get prescription lenses, but I'm kind of past that. So, but having really dark transition lenses would be helpful. And so you have to pay a little bit more money, maybe about $60,
Hmm.
and you wait 2 or 3 weeks and then they ship them to you.
Okay. So you're saying, and we did a little talking beforehand, that it's probably not a good idea for somebody to just order these off of Amazon and hope they fit, because there's lots of different like sizes and stuff, right?
Well, small and large.
Small. Okay.
So you might get lucky. Who knows? But, if you're going to spend that kind of money, why not try them on first?
Sure. A good idea is to call ahead, see if they carry them, and go on in there and try them on. So just tell me a little bit more about the lens options that you kind of discovered. You have transitions, right? That's what you chose?
Yes, and I wish I'd gotten the darker ones. They're okay. They do darken up a bit, but you can get, I found out you could get different filters, and I did not know that. Like you could probably request amber filters, which would beef up the contrast,
Hmm.
which is helpful for low vision people. So after the first of the year, and I've got some spare time, I might get a different set of lenses put in these.
Gotcha. So without so the total you paid for these was, would you say 360?
Um, Probably closer to 400 with
Okay.
tax. Yeah.
Okay, with tax. Now, is that because you ordered the lenses? You could
Yes.
get them in clear and that would have been less expensive?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Um, yeah. You can get really good deals online, but if you go through Lens Crafters or the Ray-Ban store, you're probably going to pay around 320, I think.
So it could perhaps be cheaper online if you're willing to kind of take that risk, it sounds like, whether they'll
Yes.
fit or not.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you got them, like, what was the setup like? Would you feel like it was pretty straightforward? Or...
Oh, it's very straightforward. That MetaView app walks you through everything. Now, it took 3 tries to connect to my Wi-Fi network, and I think that's just my Wi-Fi network.
Okay.
But once you get connected, then it's got little tutorials on the homepage, and you can go into settings. There's tons of reviews on YouTube about how to customize these and do different things with these glasses. So it's kind of fun. I joined a Facebook page, blind users of MetaRay smart glasses, and people share information there readily.
Okay. Okay. So, we're talking about some pros and cons now, and someone just asked a question, would these be easy to use for somebody who's totally blind? And yes, absolutely. We know a number of people who have these glasses that are totally blind. The app is uh, pretty accessible from my exploration of the app, and everything that you do with the smart glass. Are there any like buttons on the glasses themselves, or is it all through voice activation?
Well, there's a capture button on the right arm toward the front by the right hinge. If you press it once, it takes a picture,
Hmm.
and then you can go to the little MetaView app and import it into your gallery, and then you can send it on to Facebook or Instagram. If you press and hold that capture button, it will start a video. Now, you can also do that with voice commands.
Okay. Okay. So you don't have to use the buttons, and you can use voice commands. Um, so so some of the pros would probably be the price, the number of the different things that it can do. Um, you think of any more pros? I think those were the
Ease of
ones.
use.
Ease of use, pretty easy to use. Okay.
Yeah, the gestures are very simple. Like on the right arm, there's a little pad toward the hinge. If you flick forward, you increase the volume. Flick back toward your ear, and it's going to decrease the volume.
Okay.
And some people just use these to listen to music. You can connect to Apple Music, Amazon Music, and Spotify, I believe.
Okay. Okay. So some of the cons, though, would be one of the things that we kind of came up with was some of the AI generated descriptions are not as detailed or accurate as, say, the Be My AI feature on the Be My Eyes app.
Definitely. I also wish it had a feature like the Envision glasses, or I think it's called Instant Text.
Hmm.
If you could, sit in like an auditorium and get feedback about what's on the overhead screen without having to interact with the glasses so much, that would be awesome.
Okay. And you also mentioned like there's a lot of interaction that has to take place. And when you are on a noisy, like say a paratransit or a bus or in a crowded environment or something like that, because the mics are so great on it, it picks up all the extra sounds around you, right?
Yeah, and you might have trouble hearing the glasses. Um, Yeah, because at 100%, it's pretty good. But, if you get on a really old Access fan that rattles and shakes, it's going to be difficult. I also wish that you could walk through the mall and just, instantly read text like on the signage or in the shop windows, or that would be wonderful. But there's so much interaction you have to do with these glasses.
And lots of interactions by voice, basically, you're saying.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Um, Also, one thing you mentioned was the lighting has to be pretty good in order for the glasses to provide an accurate description. If there's not enough contrast or there's too much movement, you don't get very good descriptions.
Yeah, optimally like 12 point, really good font with good contrast. I had one incident where I was asking it to read the document on the countertop, but I didn't realize there was some signage up above me. And because it's a wide angle lens camera, it was picking up the text on the signage.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, it's easy to confuse it. Another thing about a wide angle lens is you're not going to ask it to measure distances because
Hmm.
that wide angle is going to distort the distance.
Okay. Okay. So some of the upcoming updates to these Meta Ray-Ban smart glasses that we've heard about is that Ira integration, it looks like it's happening now, or that maybe still in beta. And Sean, during his segment, maybe he's got a little more information about Ira in general. And then at Be My Eyes integration, right now, you can call a volunteer through these or no?
I believe you can. I'm not an IRA user, but I need to jump into that for one of my students.
And what about the Be My Eyes? I know that they were planning on integrating it somehow.
They were saying they hope to have that up and running by the end of the year.
Okay. Okay. Man, awesome. Anything else you'd like to add before we move to questions and
Oh,
maybe?
they keep adding little you know, features like the scanning the QR code and can set a reminder, you
Okay,
know, so I can, have it set a reminder to call access so I can schedule my rides and all that good stuff.
okay, okay. And the battery life is what, 4 hours you said on a single charge?
4 hours optimally if you're not taking pictures and using it very much. But as soon as you start taking pictures or video, that's going to go way down fast. The
Okay,
carrying case is also the charging station, kind of. You stick the glasses in there, and you've got 32 hours on the case, which
okay.
is pretty good. And it uses a USB-C cable to charge that.
Got it. Okay. And let's move on to questions now. And hey, folks, I heard a couple of questions about people. How do these compare to other glasses? Well, that's what we're going to be doing today. So let's hold those questions until Sean does his presentation. But questions now we'll take about Galen's presentation on the Meta Smart Glasses. Any other features you'd like to know about that? And Elena, if you want to take some questions now.
All right. Let's start with Milton. You are allowed to talk. If you could also unmute yourself.
All right, we're not hearing you, Milton.
All right. We'll come back and go to the next person. Ron, you are allowed to speak, and if you could also unmute yourself.
I'm going to find that mute button, everybody.
So, hey, my name is Ron, and I was asking about if it does pedestrian crossing and recognizes sidewalks.
Hey, Ron. I haven't tried that out, and I don't know that I would trust it to do that. If you've got that Oko app on your phone, I would trust that way more than I would trust these glasses. These are basically just sunglasses that can play music and connect to the internet and do a few things.
And Ron, I don't know if you've heard of the OKO app for the phone. It's amazing, and it recognizes pedestrian signals. I use it every day.
Okay, so like my other question is, does it recognize sidewalks to let me know if I'm on a sidewalk or on a street?
Nothing like that yet. We're not quite there
Right.
yet with really any of the AI stuff. Hopefully in the future. All right. Next question.
All right. Thank you, Ron. We'll move to one from the chat. Can you use Bluetooth hearing aids at the same time as using the Meta Ray-Ban glasses?
I'm pretty sure you can only connect one Bluetooth device to your phone, and that's what these do. They by Bluetooth you connect to your iPhone, and then you connect to the internet through your phone. So that would probably be the stumbling block there.
Are you hearing the audio from your iPhone through the earpieces?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. All right. That's probably it. Next question.
All right, Linda, you are unmuted. If you could also unmute yourself.
Hi, Galen, it's Linda Wilder.
Hi, Linda.
Hi. I have two questions. One, I have the glasses and I am still working with them to try to figure out things. I have not been able yet to connect to my contacts on my phone. Is there some quick instructions of how to do that?
I believe if you go into settings and you go down to, let me think, communications, you want to connect it to your phone. There's a phone option there. There's also a WhatsApp option, and I can't remember the other option, but definitely double tap on the phone option. Once it's connected to the phone, it should be able to, retrieve all your contacts. And when you request to call so and so, it will be able to get your contact.
Okay. And my other question is, I love clothes and jewelry and shoes and purses. And I'm just wondering, have you used it for identifying clothes? I haven't tried it yet.
Yes, I did try it, and I found out my favorite brown sweater was actually purple.
Well,
Darn it.
I hope that color identifier is a lot better than some of the ones in the past.
Yes.
Do you know for sure that it is really brown, that it's giving you the wrong color?
It was correct.
Oh, it was correct. Okay.
Yeah, and any of those devices, you want to make sure you've got good lighting.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Mhm.
Thanks, Linda. We can take one or two more, and then we'll
All
move on.
right. We will go to Carrie next. If you could unmute yourself.
Hi. Do you have any control over like the playback speed and the voice and that kind of stuff for playback?
Yeah, I haven't gotten into the music so much, but yes, you can forward, rewind, stop. Um, as far as voices, yes, there are different voices in the settings app, and I don't ask me because I can't remember off the top of my
Sure.
head. But yeah, you can change the voice.
But can you change like the rate? Like my voiceover is like 95 to 100%.
No, I don't think you can do that at this point.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Carrie. And then we'll go to Colleen. You are unmuted. Or, I'm so sorry. Tasha, you're unmuted. If you could unmute yourself as well.
All
Okay, can
right.
you guys hear me
Yep,
now?
we can hear you now.
So there was a question about Ira and Be My Eye, and Ira is it does work. You just call them and you tell them that you want to connect with your glasses, and they use what apps to join the call.
They
And yeah, they
they
use
use
WhatsApp.
WhatsApp. Oh,
Yes.
gotcha.
Very
And
simple then, right?
yep.
Cool.
And also Be My Eyes is sorry, my voice, I would keep talking over. Also, Be My Eyes is it's on beta right now. They're not quite there yet, but they will
Okay.
be there.
Hey, thanks for providing that info. That's awesome. Couple of last minute questions here before we move on. Mokhtar, yes, I am pretty darn sure that Meta has a way of updating their app as well as the firmware on the glasses themselves. Have you ever done that before,
Yes,
Kaylin?
yes. You leave your glasses on and put them in the case, so they're connected to the internet, and yeah, it will update. It's pretty painless.
Great. Okay, everybody. Sean Keene, you're up. He's the sales manager at Envision and does an awesome Facebook page called AI for the Blind. Sean, man, tell us about all about the Envision glasses.
Okay, looks like I got about 23 minutes, so
Yeah,
I mean I'll
we
try
can
to
go a
make
little.
this.
We can go a little over. That's okay too.
Okay, all right. So yeah, I could talk for 2 hours. Let's see here. So my name is Sean, and I didn't mention earlier, but I'm a blind guy too. I was born with glaucoma, and I've been totally blind most of my life. My favorite thing is that I always say the joke is people always ask, "You've been blind all your life?" And I say, "Not yet." So y'all use that. That's a really good line. Um, I got involved with this AI stuff about 2 years ago, and I'm going to get to the glasses here in a minute, but I just want to give a little kind of intro of the AI technology because I know it's new, and I know a lot of blind people don't understand, what's going on per se behind the scenes, and I think it's important to have a little bit of an understanding of what's going on here. So. Um, I'm wearing these Envision glasses, and these are Google Glass version 2. The Google Glass version 2 came out in 2018. And these glasses I have that have the Envision software on them. The Envision software is what makes the Google Glass 2 talk. That's what makes this an fully accessible software that's on the glasses. Everything talks. Once you open up the glasses and put them on, it will start talking. All of the menus talk. So you can use finger gestures to move between options and features. There's only about 5 or 6 gestures to use on the glasses. And we have voice commands as well. So in total, there's like 19 options on the glasses. And some of them require Wi-Fi. And let me explain why. Because these glasses I have, they have a camera on them. And when I take a picture with the camera, that picture gets sent through Wi-Fi and stuff out to the cloud, and then that image gets to a computer somewhere in somebody's basement that it's a computer that will describe images. So this AI computer vision model, it'll describe these images, and it's trained to recognize like 13 billion images, which seems like totally insane. But it not only knows what is in the images, like maybe a dog, a cat, a table, chair, but it also knows what those things are used for. So with these Envision glasses, when I take a picture and do a scene description in here in a minute, um, right now, unfortunately, my home Wi-Fi, my apartment is not working real well, so I'm using the hotspot on my phone, and I haven't dropped connection the entire Zoom now, so I assume everything will work great. If not, a little extra slower. Because hotspot data is not like being on a home Wi-Fi. It's not nearly as fast. But it is really good. It's comparable to use with Envision glasses to connect to and take these AI pictures and get these descriptions and like doing with the meta glasses. And people ask me all the time, what do you think of the meta glasses? And I think they're great. I think it's great we have an option. As a blind person, I think it's great that we have tools and different things, because I was born in the 70s and I grew up in the 80s and 90s, and it was a little bit different then. I mean, we didn't have the amount of choice that we do now. So Meta is great. I want to get some. I do a lot of social media stuff, and I want to be able to get on YouTube and use them for that. So I'm totally behind it. I think in the coming however long that um, everybody will end up being, all the companies will have software on the Meta glasses, eventually. I think that's coming. But also I want to talk about the glasses and just show you here. Let me get my original sound turned on. So, okay, I turned did that, I want to see if y'all can hear my glasses. If not,
Oh yeah, that totally changed your sound.
yeah. Can you hear that? Can you understand it?
Man, it's really quiet.
Okay, then I'll do this.
Now I think you went away. Not hearing you. Yes, it does seem rather soft, Mochter. And
Well,
sound. Oh, there you are.
okay. So, I'm gonna do something a little different here, just for sound's sake. Can you hear that?
Shoot. No.
Okay. How about that?
Got. I mean, I can. I'm wearing headphones.
Okay, I'm basically holding the glasses up to the and they're loud. They are loud in my ear. They're plenty loud for me in the room. Um, so I'm gonna go ahead and
That's better.
okay. So I'm gonna do this like this. Having to improvise a little bit here. It's all good though. Okay. Described scene
Describe scene.
So it takes a picture and it's going to describe it.
With a laptop, a glowing lamp, a water bottle, and papers against a plain wall.
So it gives us a short summary of what is on the, like, what, what's in the image, and then from there we can ask more questions. But when I do this, it's going to reanalyze the image. So it does take an extra 10 seconds to get this description back. So since I'm having trouble with technology, I'm going to do something crazy here and ask a question like this. How much water is in the bottle? So it's going to go back, and we'll see if it gives me a good
I can't determine the exact amount of water in the bottle from the image.
However, okay, so you can ask, and that's really the neat thing. It didn't answer the question, and I realize that. But from this point on, I could continue to ask questions about the light. I could ask another questions about the bottle. I could ask how you make a water bottle. And from this point, it's kind of, think of like you're having a gateway to AI, and that's what kind of this whole scene description is. Not just on Envision glasses, but on everything. And so we have the scene description feature there, which I can tell you, as honestly as a blind guy, is really great for getting dressed, because you can use it as a color detector. Instead of using the color detector feature on the glasses, I can take a picture of what I'm going to, lay it out on the bed and take a picture of it and find out the exact details of the garments just with a question. Because I point my glasses in the, the direction of where that's going to be and take the picture. And then once I have the picture described with the AI, it can go ahead and give me the details, the colors, the shading, and all that kind of stuff. It's really good. And then once you do that, you can ask it for fashion tips. Like what other colors might match with these clothes, and these. I mentioned before we started today that AI prompting is like the number one skill, I think, after you learn assistive technology and mobility. I think this is so powerful that people need to learn how to prompt with AI to use these devices better. Because it really becomes, how do you ask the question? And sometimes the way you ask the question, and this is true in life, you ask questions, depending on how you ask the question is the answer you get. And AI is really good at context like that. So if you give it a context of something you're looking for, it'll continue to work with that. And so let me get off that, because I know I don't have a lot of time. But I do want to talk about scanning, because I know scanning's important for us, because I'm blind too. I have to scan material and I have to read my stuff too. So the instant text. Someone mentioned the instant text function and how that is on the Envision glasses, and that is a cool feature because you can turn it on and get it to read like signs when you're walking through the mall or you're walking down the street. And it read. I was walking along somewhere in Virginia the other day, and it said a couple letters and then Ford. So I think I got somebody's license plate. But that's instant text, and that's an online and offline feature. So when I say it's an offline feature, that means that you can use the Envision glasses to read instant text anywhere. You can just turn it on when you're walking alongside a guide with somebody and get those details. There is so much text in the world. I just never realized it. Instant text, scene description, scanning. We can scan a document. We can hold the document in front of you about at arm's length. The glasses will guide you in how to position the document. The camera on these glasses is right over your right eye, and I admit that was kind of difficult for me to get used to because I'm a blind guy and I'm not used to trying to aim a camera at something. So, but it tells you move the document up, move the document left or right. It'll guide you, and once you get the hang of it, it's no big deal. It's really great. It'll read text upside down, sideways, or anyway. And really, the power of all of this is in the AI, in the large language model, and the questions we can ask. Because I take a picture of the electric bill. In the old days, we did scan it with Open Book or with the Pearl camera and have to listen to the whole thing. Well, with the Envision glasses, you can take a picture and get the scan done, and we got one of the best OCR engines there is. And then you can ask questions like, "How much is my bill?" And when you get the bad news, you can find out what your account number is and where you mail the payment and all those details. So it's really cool. Once you get that information, you can do a gesture on your glasses, send all that information to your phone, and once it's on your phone, you can do anything with it. That's really cool. So the scanning is great, and like I said, that's think of that as a gateway to AI. Once you get into the reading section there, and you want to ask a question, it could be about the document, or it could be about how to tie a tie. I did that one time. So enjoy these features. These are cool. These features are on the Envision AI app. You can download that app for free, and it has nearly all the features of the glasses. There are some features that aren't on the glasses, and so there. Besides that, we have a QR code reader and scanner. We have a light detector, which is important, and if you want to find out how much light's around you, because light is important when it comes to OCR. You got to have good light, good contrast. So sometimes I think we get frustrated because something doesn't scan right, and we think it's the device, and it's not always the device. Sometimes it's the lighting. Sometimes it's the colored text. We got a restaurant here. I'm in Texas. We got a restaurant called Cracker Barrel, and I don't know if they have them up there or if they're anywhere else in the United States, but they got this menu that's all multicolored, different fonts, pictures. I mean, it's a mess, and the Envision glasses will read it, and allow you to ask questions about the omelet and the home fries and all that good stuff. So I want to show you something. I really want to try to show this part because this is something brand new that just is coming out. I want to talk about a new Envision thing. It's called Ally, and I'm going to unlock my phone here and maybe there we go.
Wednesday, October 30th.
So
1, 2, 5, 4.
now that you all know my code, I'm going to change it. Ally is an AI assistant app that Envision has created, and it's got some really amazing implications for blind people. Open Ally. And so I'm going to pull it up. If you go to ally.me, it's a website, you can get signed up and get onto the public beta. They just sent the first wave of emails out today to about 1,000 people. So you can definitely give that a try. And the cool thing about this is you can prompt with it. You can have a prompt that explains what you're looking for, like the details you want to get and how you want to get them. That's a real good power of AI. And then you have the prompt of how you want the assistant to act. And so this AI ally feature is going to become like the new glasses like operating system. And so it's what it's going to be like in the near future. I mean, I have an internal beta with the feature on my glasses now, and what it allows you to do is make it easier, because that's the problem with a lot of this technology is you gotta flick there and double tap this and you push that, and it's just complicated. So Ally is a conversational assistant that you can have a normal conversation with. So instead of having to go scan what and double tap, triple tap there and this, you can say, "Can you read me my mail?" Or "What is on this menu?" Or what sandwiches are on this menu. You can ask for the kind of information you want and use the kind of language you want to get it. So, um, I'm gonna start this. Let's do this again. Open Ally. Oh, if you'll let me. There we go. So it connects here.
This might take a few seconds. Speech off.
Maybe.
So you're connecting that to your glasses.
This is on my phone because it's an app. It's an iPhone app.
More object. Join fail. Unmute. End conversation. Unmute. End conversation.
And it is beta software. So
Start a conversation. Button.
we're gonna try it here
Join
again.
fail.
Nope. And so, and I wonder if it has anything to do with me being on the hotspot,
Probably.
and all that. So really check out Ally, ALLY.me. You can literally set this thing up to respond to you like Robin Williams or anybody, and you get to pick the voice you want to use for it. So think of this. Think of this. You're blind. You're a professional, and you have this AI assistant that when you get to work in the morning, you can ask it, "What's on my calendar?" And it's linked to your calendar, and it says in a voice, "Hey Tim, you got an appointment at 9:30, and you got that monthly training report. You got to total up all those hours and all that stuff." And Tim goes, "Oh man, I don't want to do that." So what you do is you say, "Hey Allie, can you get all that material together so I can do that and get it turned in on time?" And it does, and so with this feature, this new thing, this new Ally, it's on the iPhone and Android. So when you go to ally.me and get signed up, once you get your link and be patient, they got two people in Europe doing this for like 2,000 people. So once you get into it, you'll get a link to be able to install this app and try it out and play with and make all these crazy prompts like I've been doing for the past 3 months and and get an amazing experience. And you'll be able to do that on your phones. You'll be able to do it in the near future. Saw a beta of this too recently. You'll be able to do it on a Windows computer, a Mac computer, and the glasses, and maybe Alexa. So it's the whole purpose is this stuff's hard. It's hard to learn JAWS. It's hard. I mean, and I'm not knocking any trainers or anybody like that. It's just it would be so much easier if you could just tell somebody to do all this stuff for you.
So
Sometimes.
somehow you connect this to your Outlook calendar and give it access to your data somehow on your
Yeah.
computer or your phone.
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, you link all of your places, and then when you're on, and a lot of this stuff is, I mean, there's capabilities to do this on your computer anyway. I mean, if you're on a website, you can autofill a form and stuff like that.
Oh,
So,
wow.
what if you could autofill a form with your assistant doing it for you?
Nice.
Anyway, I'm ready for the questions. What do we got?
So, hey, first question from me is I'm sure many of us on the call, and me for sure, we use Be My Eyes
Yeah,
every
me
day
too.
to take
Me too.
pictures, right? Took a
Yep.
picture of my washing machine the other day. It's got new push buttons on it, and it told me that warm was selected, and that's what I was looking for.
Mhm.
So when you use the Envision glasses, can you dig deeper like you can with Be My Eyes and ask more questions?
Always,
Okay.
with the scene
Okay.
description, you always do that. And And if you want to learn how to prompt better, go to AI for the Blind, and you can learn how to ask better questions.
Dude, I think that it's just like you were saying, it's key
It
knowing
is.
what to ask. And I've been getting better at it over time, but man, I think we could all use a lot of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. So, Galen, anything from you before we move to our esteemed guest?
I was going to ask about the instant text.
Yes.
If you're offline, what is the difference in the results you get? Can you still ask follow-up questions?
No, the instant text is the feature where it's like the short text in Seeing AI, where it just automatically starts reading whatever comes in the camera view. That's a feature you can use offline. The scene description or scanning, if you scan a document and then ask follow-up questions, though that requires a connection. That does require an internet connection. I know. Let me touch on something real quick that I know is going to come up. Instant scene descriptions. People are like, man, when is it going to be where we can just push a button and instead of it going through all that mess that I talked about earlier, it just happens like in a second. I've heard from our engineers we're about 2 years away from that. But no matter, and just listen. No matter who comes out with that technology, that's going to take a radically different glasses or device. People tell me all the time, "Well, y'all's hardware is outdated," and I'm like, "No, it handles what it was built for." And there's no glasses on the market right now that can do instant scene descriptions.
One more question. How much do the glasses cost, and is there a subscription involved?
There's not a subscription. There is we start with the Read edition. Those are all reading features, but you do get the AI features and such. That's $18.99, so it is a higher price point from Meta and other devices. And like I said, this is a fully accessible device, and don't get me wrong, I can get some Meta glasses, and I'm sure I can use them, but they're not. It's not what I would call an accessibility device.
Gotcha. Hey, Sean, before we take these questions, can you turn off your original sound? We're getting some echo, and I think it's a little distracting.
Sure.
All right, Elena, what do we got for questions for Sean?
Um, let's go to the chat first. How does the Envision glasses handle multiple page documents? Can you get the scanned text out into email or just your phone? Can you save it to the Envision library?
Yes. Yeah. So the answer is yes. You can and that's a feature I forgot to mention. It's called batch scan, and so all this time I've been talking about scanning features, and batch scan is like the ultimate. It's like batch scan and open book, where you could scan 50 pages, but instead of having to read those 50 pages word by word with eloquence, you can ask AI to summarize those 50 pages. So you still get the Ask Envision feature, and you're able to get amazing results out of 50 pages that you never could before.
You're saying you can ask questions to the AI, and it will tell you more or summarize or whatever you want from those 50 pages.
50, 100, 500, whatever. I mean,
Gotcha.
whatever you got
Yeah.
the patience for. But that would have sure been nice in college.
Yeah. Yeah.
So let me finish. You'd ask price, $18.99. Our range on our glasses are $18.99 to $34.99. We work with the VR system all over the country, all over the world. If you have a question of how, I mean, honestly, I mean, that's what I'm here for. That's what I do. But I'm going to give out my contact details, and if you have a situation that you want to be able to try to get these or talk about it or get a one-on-one demo with me when I have my Wi-Fi working again, um, call me. I give out my cell phone number, so anybody's welcome to call and text, and just know I'll get back to you. It might take me a day, but I will.
All
Did
right.
that
Oh,
did I answer your question? They,
I think that was a chat
okay.
question, but so
Okay,
yeah, you
that's
have a
right.
few different ones, right? 1899 is the read feature, but you also have access to AI, and you've got like a middle tier and an upper tier.
The middle tier is the home edition, and that the only it comes with all the features, everything. Ira, I mean, we didn't even talk about Ira and companion. Um, likely when Ally comes out and is all working 100%, I would imagine that that would only be on the professional edition, and that's the top tier model.
Okay.
But as of now, that Ally thing, it is free. It may be a subscription base at some point, but I mean that AI is expensive. There's a lot of electricity. There's a lot of,
Oh yeah.
I mean, this stuff is not easy. What these guys or what everybody's doing is not easy.
All right. Next question.
all right. We'll go to Colleen. You're allowed to talk if you could also unmute yourself.
Mm.
Yep, we
Hello,
can hear you.
we can hear you. Or we could.
Hello?
Hello.
Hi. No, sorry, I never lowered my hand. I had my hand raised since the first speaker. Sorry.
Oh, that's okay. All
Okay, no
right.
worries. All right. We're gonna move on to Diana. You are unmuted. If you could also unmute yourself. Um, all right, we'll come back to you. Let's go to Carol. You're unmuted. If you could also unmute yourself.
Alta, audio now unmuted. Leaving menus.
Hi,
There
Carol.
you are.
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much for taking my question and thank you for this webinar. I had a quick question about the both glasses, Meta and Envision's capabilities when it comes to handwriting.
Oh, you're so right. Thanks for asking that question. The instant text feature I mentioned earlier, where it'll read any text that comes in the frame, that includes handwriting
Sweet.
in any language.
And on the metas, I'm pretty sure it doesn't do handwriting yet.
We
All right.
actually
Okay.
we had a customer take a picture of a handwriting for, it was at a demo we did and it was in Polish and we were like, oh wow, it does read Polish.
Wow. That's awesome. All right. Thanks for your question. Next up.
Let's go back to the chat. Debbie asked, "Are you concerned about having the glasses read sensitive information like with your account number, etc.?"
I wouldn't be per se. With with AI technology and this stuff, it's a tool and it doesn't replace anything, but it is a tool and I'd use it wisely and with some, a little common sense, but I wouldn't be concerned about I'd rather use AI most of the time than talk to a human anyway. So
This is Galen. Uh, Basically, with the Meta glasses, you've got Facebook sitting on your face. Um, so you just want to use common sense when you're using it. Let people know if you are taking pictures. There's a little light that comes on that alerts people, but not everyone may know or be able to see that the camera is on.
Okay. Great. Thanks, you two.
All right. Another question from the chat. Does it have any memory of past conversations or is it 100% cloud integrated?
Yeah, so it is every time you scan, it's a new conversation. It doesn't save a memory at this point. Um, I heard if you don't mind me answering this, I heard a question come from the chat. It was about hallucinations. And those are something. I mean, that's definitely something. That's an AI thing. That sometimes it's understandable. Like outside my house, I took a picture of my garage one time, and it said there was a stairway leading up to a doorway, and I knew that wasn't right, and I started asking the AI questions about that image and why, it said that, and it come to find out it was looking at the sighting.
Oh,
And
wow.
when you think about it, it's like that makes total sense. But every device has the potential for hallucinations, and it's better than it was 2 years ago.
Hmm.
It will disappear.
Yeah, with the metas, I tried to get it to read the wall clock, and it was telling me the hands are pointing to 9:45 no matter what time of day.
Oh, weird.
Well, I make AI images, and for some reason, it always puts a clock in the image with the time is 10:10.
That
I don't know
that's a
why.
that's a classic advertising. Anytime you see watches or clocks displayed, the time is always set to 10 after 10.
Oh, really?
Really?
Okay. Learn something new every day. Wow.
All right.
All right, let's go to Ron. You are allowed to talk. If you could also unmute yourself.
Hey, so my question is, will either of these glasses hook up to my Oko app on my iPhone and read pedestrian crossing, or will it tell me if there's a sidewalk in front of me? And will it take a picture and say you're on the sidewalk or you're walking into a street?
So let me answer that by saying it this way. It's right now we're on a time delay. So the best case scenario with any device, our device is about 5 to 10 seconds on the delay, and you're using your hotspot. Um, and I don't know if I would I definitely wouldn't want to tell somebody to go use this for mobility because that's a liability issue. Um, but your question was, could you ask the camera, could you take a picture and ask those questions? And the answer is yes. You could do that. Would it be safe and wise? No.
Also, I heard the guys on Double Tap talking about the ability to connect with other apps on your phone. Well, iPhone with Apple, they probably have that all closed down at this point. They don't want you connecting to other apps.
So we got time for like 1.5 to 2 more questions, and then we're going to be out at about 5:15, everybody.
All right, let's go back to Diana. You are unmuted. If you could also unmute yourself.
Aha.
Yep.
There you are.
There I am. Yes. A couple of things. I do have the Meta glasses as well. I do also have aids, but my hearing isn't too bad. But I have them and use them all the time. But the point is, with the Meta glasses, they don't connect through the Bluetooth. However, they do, because they're so close to the microphones in the hearing aids, that the speech is really, really clear. And it's very decipherable. Even in loud places, I could still hear it. So, I mean, yes, it would be great to go through the hearing aids. And at this point, I don't think it does. The other thing is, I got the Meta glasses to read. I've got a Kosari toaster oven, and I got it to read the temperature and the setting that it was on just by asking the Meta glasses that. And they were able to do that. The one thing that has frustrated me, and I even watched a video on this, is that anytime I try to ask the glasses to speak and summarize, or I mean, to read text, however I state the command, because I watched a thing and it told me how to do it, all I get is summaries, no matter what
Mm.
I do. It will not read the whole page. I
That
mean, the summary is very nice, and actually, they're amazingly accurate. However, there are times when you might want it to read everything, and I still think it's because somehow I'm not asking the right question.
No, you're asking the right questions. That's a limitation of the device as I understand it. It will read text, but it's not as straightforward as reading it with another device.
Right.
Yeah, it is hit or miss.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Oh, good. Good to know. I did also watch a video where people were asking the glasses, and I don't know whether I trusted either, but it was interesting to tell them when they were coming up to a block, and it would tell them which way the walk went, the sidewalk went, like whether you could only go one way, like a T intersection, or whether you could go both ways. So there's some useful information,
Yeah,
but
provided some descriptions there for sure.
yeah, yeah.
All
But
right.
I definitely would use my cane.
Yes,
Oh, yeah,
cane or
definitely.
dog, very
Yep.
Yeah, or
important.
dog, of course.
Yep.
Yep.
Either one.
Hey, everybody. I'm so sorry we didn't get to everyone's questions. Please feel free to email questions@lhblind.org, and you can ask me all kinds of questions. I'll be dropping Sean's information in that informational email that you'll receive tomorrow, so please be looking for that. Don't forget to take the survey. Thank you so much for sticking with us till the end here. I'll also put all kinds of links about the Celeste glasses that we were going to cover, some YouTube videos, a summary, some reviews. Unfortunately, we didn't get to all that today, but hey, this was an awesome webinar, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks, Tim.
All right.
Thanks,
All
Tim.
right. Thanks, Sean. Talk to you later, man.
Yeah, man.
Okay.